So in the forex market, there is a huge facilities to provide the credit facilities to the traders. As an individual people who are the travelers, so they are also participates in the forex market where the currencies of the different countries are obtained or those exchanged, where the immediate transactions happens and immediate delivery is done. So that we call it as a spot market. So here who are all the members or the participants who participate in the exchange of the foreign currencies in the forex market. Hello dear student, welcome to the session. My name is Krupamiti, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we are discussing international business of 4th semester BCom. So in the 4th unit, that is foreign exchange market. So usually when a trade happens between the two parties or when the trade happens within the nations, so there will be the practice of use of single currency. So there will be no such complications that is involved in the domestic trade. Same, when we go across the boundaries of nations where the different currencies are in the practice. So when a trade happens between the two nations, so there comes the necessity of having the foreign exchange. So that means where the currency of one country, where it is exchanged to the currencies of another country. So where this exchange happens or where this exchange takes place, so there is a market, so that we call where the currencies are traded, so that we call it as the foreign exchange market. So where international or when a trade happens between the two nations, so there comes the necessity of having that country's currencies in order to sell the goods or in order to do the trading in that country. So where do the exchange of these currencies happens? So that place that we call it is the foreign exchange market. So in the 4th unit, we are going to study about the complete of details of the foreign exchange market, what are its features, what are its types, and the functions of the foreign exchange market, and who are the participants in the forex market or in the foreign exchange market. So now we'll see the meaning. A foreign exchange market is the global market for exchanging the currencies of different countries. So foreign exchange market, it is a market where the currencies of different countries are traded, or where the currencies of different countries are exchanged. So that market, we call it as foreign exchange or the forex market. So the major players in the market are the government, usually through their central bank. So who are all the participants in the forex market? So that is your foreign exchange market. So one, it is the government. So that government usually they will do the market or they will do the activity through the central bank, and the commercial bank and the firms such as manufacturers or exporters or the importers, and even the individuals such as international travelers also participate in this market. So who are all the usual participant that we can see it in the forex market? It is one, it is the government of that particular country, and then the commercial banks, and then the manufacturers or the traders who trades with other countries, and as an individual people who are the travelers, so they are also participates in the forex market where the currencies of the different countries are obtained or those exchanged. So now we'll see what is foreign exchange rate. For example, if Indian rupee is there, what is the Indian rupee value in terms of the US dollar? So that is the exchange rate that we have. Suppose $1 we are paying, it is around 95 to 99. So it will be fluctuating. So that is the exchange rate that we can between the two currencies. So here the forex rate or the foreign exchange rate is the cost or the price of one currency in terms of another currency. For example, India, for $1, the Indian rupees, so the exchange rate today it is around 95 to 99. So it will be fluctuating. So that we call it as the exchange rate. So it is the price or the cost for one currency in terms of another country's currency. So the currencies from other nations are linked and associated, which enables the companies of international comparison of international cost and the prices. So here the currencies from one nation that are linked and associated with the other countries, and that will enables the comparison of the international cost. What is the cost of any import? What is the cost of any export? So there, because of these exchange rate, that will facilitate the comparison of these international trading pricing policies. So then what are the features or the natures or the common characteristics that we can see of the forex market? So one, it is the electronic market. So the foreign exchange market is described as OTC, that is over the counter market, as there is no physical place where the participants meet to execute the deals. So usually this forex market, it is the one form of electronic market. There is no physical place where this trade happens. It is the one over the counter or OTC market form. Then geographical spreading. A features of foreign exchange market is that it is not to be found in one place. The market is vastly dispersed throughout the leading financial centers of the world, such as London, New York, Amsterdam, Tokyo, Hong Kong, or Toronto, or any other cities. That means this forex market is not limited to one particular city or one particular place. So it spreads across the different geographical basis. So the example may be the New York or the Amsterdam or the Tokyo or the Hong Kong or any other cities. So then we have the transfer of purchasing power. So here, foreign exchange market aims at permitting the transfer of purchasing power dominated in one currency to the another, whereby one currency is traded for the another currency. So here there is a transfer or the exchange of purchasing power between the parties, where one country's currency is traded to the other country's currency. So that means they are distributing this purchasing power between the parties. So then intermediaries. So the foreign exchange market provide convenient way of converting their currencies earned into the currencies wanted for their respective countries. So that means there is an intermediary. That means whenever a country, when they sell the goods or when they export the goods to another country, they'll have the currencies of that country. For example, India is exporting the US. That means obviously they are going to get the return in the US dollar. So that particular US dollar, that is used to import any necessities. So that means one country's currency earned, so that currencies that can be used to get other certain necessary goods or to do other certain trade. So when they are trading with that countries, so that means they need to have the currencies of that nation. So these currencies are the forex resource that can be used at that time. So then we have the volume. A special feature of the foreign exchange market is that the trading transactions involved in the forex market, it is huge scale, because many nations are involved in the trading. So there is increased the trade, especially the global trade. So because of that, the trade volume in the forex market, it is a huge, because many countries are involved in the trading with other nations. Obviously, they need to have the currencies of that nation. So whatever the trade volume that happens in the forex market, it is in a huge scale. So then provisions of credit. A forex market provides a credit through the specialized instruments such as broker's acceptance or the banker's acceptance and the letter of credit. So in the forex market, there is a huge facilities to provide this credit facilities to the traders. So there are a number of brokers or the instruments such as the banker's acceptance or through the letters of credit, the credit number of credit facilities that will be given to the traders. So the credit this provided is much help to the traders and the businessmen in the international market. So these trade, it will help hugely to the traders or the merchants in the international business. So then we'll see what are the functions of forex market or the foreign exchange market. So usually the main functions of this forex market, it is main categorized as three. One, it is a transfer function, credit functions and hedging function. So the main three functions of forex market that we can say, one, it is the transfer functions, then credit functions, and third one, it is the hedging functions, important three functions of forex market. So first we'll see what is transfer function. So it transfers the purchasing power between the countries involved in the transaction. Suppose, for example, country A and country B, so they are exchanging their currencies with each other. So that means what? They are sharing the purchasing power, or they are transferring the purchasing power between the two parties who are doing the transactions in that market. So this function is performed through the credit instruments like bill of foreign exchange or the bank draft or telephonic transfer. These transfer functions that can be done through the bill of foreign exchange or through the bank draft and the telephonic transfer. So that is the transfer function. Second one we have, it is the credit function. So it provides a credit for the foreign trade. If any businessman or if any manufacturer or if he enters into the global market, if he needs any credit, he can approach the forex market for that currencies or for that forex reserve. So bill of exchange with a maturity period of 3 months are generally used for international payment. So one important document that is used in the international trade, it is the bill of exchange. So which will have a maturity period usually of 3 months and generally used for any international payment. So credit is required for this period in order to enable the importer to take the possession of goods, sell them and obtain the money to pay off the bill. So usually when an importer, so when he issues this bill of exchange, so immediately he will get the possession of the goods even though the final payment is not done. He will get the immediate possession of the goods and that can be sold and he can obtain the money to pay off that credit. So that is the important function that we have in the forex market, that is the credit function. Then third one that we have, it is the hedging function. So here when exporters and importers enter into an agreement to sell and buy the goods on some future date at the current prices and exchange rate, it is called hedging. So that means it is an agreement between an exporter and importer to do the transactions on some future date, but the rate are fixed or the price are fixed at the current date, and also the exchange rate, it is fixed in the current period. So that we call it as the hedging function. So here it is an agreement between exporter and importer to do a trade on a future date, but the price and the exchange rate, what is the currency's exchange rate, that is fixed on the present day. So that we call it as the hedging function. So this is also one special functions that is played in the forex market. So here the purpose of hedging is to avoid the losses that might be caused due to the exchange rate variations in the futures. So one important purpose to have this hedging function, it is that they can avoid any losses that might occur in the future because of the fluctuations in the exchange rate. So we all know that many factors are linked in an economies of two countries where the exchange rate will keep on fluctuating. So in general in the global market where the US dollar is dominating because the trade, maybe the crude oil, all that trade happens in the dollar. So because of that, there is a huge demand for the dollar in the market. So that's why the Indian rupees and the dollar rate, so that will keep on changing. So these fluctuations that what we can see in the exchange rate, so through the hedging function, any losses that can be occurred in the future due to the fluctuations, so that can be avoided through the hedging function, because this agreement is happening in between the exporter and importer to do a trade in the future, but the rate are fixed on the current rate. So what is the exchange rate at the current period? So that is fixed. So this is the third function that we have. One, it is the transfer functions, where is the purchasing power that will be transferred between two parties. And second one, it is the credit functions, where the bill of exchange that is issued to do any trade on a credit basis. And third one, it is important, hedging functions, where the contract or the agreement will be happen on the future date, but the rate are fixed at the current exchange rates. So these are the important three foreign exchange market functions that we have. So next we have, what are the types of foreign exchange market transaction? One, it is the spot market. So the spot market is a market in which the quick transactions regarding the currency's exchange takes place. So here buying and selling of currency is done for immediate delivery. So where the immediate transactions happens and immediate delivery is done, so that we call it as a spot market. So here the transactions will happen in a quick basis, where immediate buying and immediate selling, that transactions will happen on a quick basis. So immediate payment at the current exchange rate is provided to buyers and sellers in the spot market. In the spot market, what is on that day, what is the exchange rate? So that rate will be applied, and immediate exchange of currencies that will happen in the spot market. So second one, it is the forward market. So here it is a market in which transactions are done for doing the trade at some future date. So here on the present day, they will do an agreement and the trade that will happen in the future date. But the price, whatever is there on that present day, so that price or the exchange rate that will be fixed. So that transactions, that kind of transactions, what we have, so that will be called as a forward market. So here both the payment and the delivery are done at the future date at agreed exchange rate also termed as the forward exchange rate. So here the delivery and also the final payment will be done in a future date. What is the price agreed on the date of agreement? So that rate will be applicable there. So that rate, it is called as forward exchange rate. So that market that we call it as the forward market. So then we have future market. So the future market is also similar to the forward market. So in the future market, the contract are made between the buyers and sellers to do the trade in future, and all the payment and delivery in this market are done at the decided exchange rate, which is also termed as future rate. So here future market, it is similar to the forward market, where the transactions takes place or the contract are made between the buyers and sellers, and the final delivery and also the payment for that currencies, that will happen on the future date. So what is the price agreed on that date of agreement? That rate or that exchange rate, that will be applied. So that market we call it as the future market. And then we have swaps market. So here swap market is one where the transactions for simultaneous lending and borrowing of two different currencies are done between the investors. Here in the spot market, the transactions happens for simultaneous exchange of two countries' currencies between the investors. So it is a contract between two or more parties for exchanging the cash flows on the basis of predetermined notional principal amount. So here the trade happens between the two or more parties, where the exchange of different currencies in a single transaction that will take place. And here the rate or predetermined the rate, so that will be applied in the swap market. So next type that we have it is the option market. So here the option market is one where the transactions are done for exchanging one currency with an agreed rate and on a specified date. So here also it is under the option market. Here the transactions are done for exchanging the one currencies with another currency at the rate predetermined rate, and also the trade happens on a specified date. So under the option contract, it is an option for an investor to convert the currency, but not under any obligations to do so. So here it is the option of the investor whether he wants to convert that currency on that date. Suppose he can wait if the currencies are fluctuating, if the currencies are gaining more and more value, he can wait till then and he can do the transactions there. So the complete options, it is given to the investors when they want to complete that transactions or when they have to sell or purchase that currencies. So that market that we have, it is the option market. So next we have overall the participants in the foreign exchange market. So the participant here refers to the people involved in the exchange or the trade of foreign currencies. So here who are all the members or the participants who participate in the exchange of the foreign currencies in the forex market. So these can be the buyers, sellers or the intermediaries. So they may be the involvement of the buyers or the sellers who wants to sell the foreign currencies, and also the other participants like intermediaries who participate or who takes part in the forex market. So first, the participant in the forex market, it is the central bank. So the central bank regulates the exchange rate of the currencies of their respective country to ensure the fluctuations within the desired limit and keep the control over the money supply in the market. So the main player of the forex market, it is the central bank of that particular nations. So it is the responsibility of the nation's central bank to have a control over the fluctuations of the exchange rate. If there is a huge fluctuation is happening in the exchange rate of their currencies with other nations, so that means they will have a disequilibrium or they will have a deficit in the forex market reserve. So it is the main player of the forex market because they can ensure that they can control the fluctuations up to a certain way so that they can control over the overall money supply into their economy. So the major players in the forex market, it is the central bank. And then we have commercial bank. So the commercial banks are the medium of forex transaction. So the facilitating the international trade and the exchange to its customers along with the other forex functions like making the foreign investment. So the important intermediaries, here the commercial bank, they will play a role of intermediaries where the buyers and sellers, they can meet through the commercial bank to do the transaction. So here the commercial banks are the medium of forex transactions. So facilitating the international trade and the exchange to its customers along with the other forex functions. So here commercial bank along with their own investment in the other nations or currencies, so they'll facilitate the intermediations between the buyers and sellers to exchange the currencies. So these are the important second participants that we can see it in the forex market. So then we have the traditional users. So the traditional users involves foreign tourists, companies carrying out business operations across the globe, then patients taking the treatment in other countries, hospitals, and the students studying abroad. So traditional users means who are all the participants who enters into the other nations, maybe for the educational purpose, or maybe for the medical purpose, or maybe for the tourists, or even the manufacturers when they go abroad and when they want to start a branch there, or when they want to start a business there. So for them also, they need the currencies of that countries. So they are also the main players or the main participants in the forex market. So when a student when they want to go in abroad and study, means obviously he needs to have the currencies of that nations. So they will become the participants of this forex market. Or any business when they are doing the, or when they want to go enter into the global market, or when they want to enter into the other nations, other countries. So they need to have the currencies of that country. So they will also become the participant of this forex market. So that is the traditional users of these forex or foreign exchange reserve. And then we have the traders and the speculators. So mainly there are the people who are involved in the trading in the forex markets. So that is buying the currencies of another country when the rates are low, and then selling them when these, due to the fluctuations, when these currencies exchange rate increases, so they are going to sell that. So they the gains what they are getting through the trading. So they also become the participants of the forex market. So there comes the traders and the speculators. So here traders and speculators are the opportunity seekers and look forward to making a profit through the trading on a short-term market trend. So that means these are the traders or the speculators who try to gain profit on the basis of short-term trading. For example, buying currencies when the rates are little low, and when the rates are increased, so immediately they're going to sell that. So whatever the short-term gain or the profit they're making through that transaction. So they'll also the main participant of these or the forex market. So that is the traders and the speculators. And then we have the brokers. So here the brokers are considered to be the financial expert who act as an intermediary between the dealers and the investors, providing the best quotations. So there comes the number of the brokers who are involved in the forex market, where they'll act as a bridge between the buyers and sellers of currencies. So they will be providing the quotations to the dealers so that the trade can happen between those two dealers. So they will be acting as a brokers between those dealers. So these are all the common participants that we can see it in the forex market. So the main foreign exchange market, the main players are, it is the central bank, and then the commercial banks, and then the individuals, maybe the manufacturers, or maybe the tourists, or maybe the individuals who are visiting the other nations, who are all the traditional users. Apart from that, there comes the traders or the speculators who do the trading in the forex market to gain the advantage of these fluctuations in the prices. And then comes the brokers who act as intermediaries between the dealers. So these are all the certain participants that we can see it in the foreign exchange market. So this is all for the today's session, and in the next session we will discuss about what is the exchange rate determinants. So that is what are the factors that influence the exchange rate fluctuations, and then we'll have a brief discussions on what is balance of trade and the balance of payment, and then we'll also discuss about the currencies convertibility that happens in the forex market. So all these topics we are going to discuss in the next session. So this is all about the today's sessions, and we all meet in the next session. Thank you.